All right. I was just about to say good morning, but it's no longer morning. It's Thursday, and we're still building. We wow, it's been 7 or 8 days since I last did this live. Sometimes life hits you in the head with bricks, and you got to deal with it. So that's what we've been up to. Doesn't mean we haven't been building. We certainly have, just not in public. So actually, since early last week, wow, it's already Thursday, a lot has happened. Maybe we should just take a look at where we are right now. And if you're tuning in and you have no idea what we're building, we are building an app. And the app allows us to do a bunch of things. But the primary target or the primary goal of the app is to make us sound super duper professional when we speak English. Because as you might have figured, if you're using English professionally at work, either as a native speaker or not, it's not always easy to sound professional. We all have these interesting habits of filler words and what have you. And we can all do better. So I think since last time, I definitely improved the off flow. This is just for developer mode, but we can certainly sign in. Since this is like normally, if you're not in dev, this would just automatically sign you in. But for various reasons, we do this manually on dev. This is something that we need to fix. Actually, let's just start making a bug to do as well. Let me bring up a browser somewhere. Uh, nope, not this one. God, I have so many. Hmm, this one? Yeah, that will do. Linear. Create. Is there... I haven't used linear before. Is there a difference between to do and box? I suppose not. All right. Buck. Uh, Second handler for IPC changes on off. This is something that we're pretty close to private beta. Certainly something that we want to fix before. Manual sign in. I think we might just have to relaunch the app for this to work. We might have to do that a few times. Yep. Do it one more time. And I think we are golden. Let's see. Yes. Now we're connected to the database. We are getting words. We can start capturing. This we definitely want to improve in dev mode as well. We can see the words that we're capturing right now. And it's pretty good. Could be better, but it is pretty good. Up here, we can see words per minute counting. It's going up and up and up. That's okay. Ideally, you want to set below 160, but also above 120. There is this, the moment I stop speaking, it resets. Something that we want to look into. I think it's all right though, for now. Uh-oh, something goes wrong here. Something with showing notifications or storing mishaps. I refactored a bunch of things yesterday, so we might as well just pick up where we left because we can do a lot of cool things when this is working. So let's see what's happening here. Reference error. Error not defined. Store mishap. Mm, that's just a test. Here we go. Oh, that was what I was up to yesterday. Storing things in the database. We want to store our words per minute. That certainly won't work just yet. But probably don't have to add the timestamp either. Let's double check these two. So that's where we're gonna go. This we could probably get rid of. Just use this one. So mishaps. Let's check the timestamp. Do we need a timestamp? We do. The question is it autofilled? It is not. Great. We definitely need this. Okay, next thing. Words per minute. It's complaining for not good reasons. ID, pace, user ID. User ID will all be auto-populated. Created app should also be defaulted. Yep. Pace. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Wait a minute. I refactored this from something else. Oh. I mean, this obviously does not exist. What does this one return? Mm, feel like something is missing here. Let's go look at some documentation. Sure. Insert data. This is a nice touch. They personalize this, I assume, to my geolocation. Aha, here we go. Wonder if we can do like this. Is that a thing? Mhm. I mean, we're gonna break the promise chain somewhere, I suppose. Or this is async. We could actually do like this. Not that it matters too much. Um, wait. We have the data. We have the error. Probably want to do the same up here. Just make it async. Who is calling store mishap? And just make sure they do the courtesy of awaiting as well. That is super duper important. Let's see what we're up to. Now we should at least start capturing. We'll start speaking. What we really want to do is also to have the average speech rate reflect what we're doing. Uh-oh. Something's still breaking. Error is not defined. Who on earth? Oh, hold on. If you don't save, nothing is gonna work. One more time. So we can see things actually tend to work. We have our rate of words per minute. We have the speaking yes or no, where it can, like, are we producing words? Yes or no? And that's all pretty good. There is something with storing mishaps right now and rendering notifications that certainly does not work. And yeah, hold on. This is like the IPC stuff we did yesterday. Now, the question is, am I just inserting a bunch of nonsense in the database right now? Are we just... Hold on. This. Testing, testing, testing. 33 records. Nothing from today. Good. That's a good start. So we didn't blow it up completely. Mishap stored in database is null. Okay. Means this is not receiving what we expect it to. Store mishap. This is the wrong file, isn't it? Hold on, let's see. IPC. This. Data store mishap. And mishap detected. Filler is the word type. Word detected. Filler undefined. Okay, so our word is missing. And this, can we say, go to references? No, we use it in our... So to communicate between processes, we have two processes. We have a main thread and we have a render thread. The render thread is just responsible for drawing everything that we see on screen. The main process has the responsibility of communicating with the operating system, among other things. In some cases, fetching and storing data. And the preload is where we build our bridge between the two worlds. Aha, store mishap. That's probably where things go wrong, because I would assume it would say something like word type word. And we would send off a word type and a word. Let's just double check. Here, flag type word. This should do the trick. Also, here we'll just say if word type what do we want to do? Check if word type and word exist and has a value different than... Yep, that will do. On how about we keep our code And we just wrap things. Trying to store empty mishap, and we'll just say word type and word so we can see what's going on. Okay, let's try one more time. First, I thought yesterday when I refactored all our inter-process communication that things would be fine, but I guess not, because we see here things are just breaking all the time. Okay, so we're still trying to store a bunch of mishaps. I'm not seeing notifications, but we can see we detect a lot of filler words. Let's pause and see if we get data. Oh, it's because in the wrong screen. So one thing I added is a settings page, and we can here say I want this to be displayed on this monitor. Aha! So we can see we now have our notification. Great. So this is actually the app working the way we want it to. So whenever I said actually, I should probably not have said actually. It's a filler word. The app is working as intended. Now, is it what we want? We don't know before we get a feel for it and we keep trying it out. Here we can see it actually is like, hold on, why are, oh, I see. I copied the code. So I'm storing VPN, I'm storing words per minute in the database as well, which we don't want to do. Oh, we want to do that, but we don't want it to have the wrong log line. So let's go find that and say store VPN, it's this one here. VPN stored in the data error and here. Great. Restart. So this is actually the first time we see on screen the app working in real life, and we get the notifications. I might want to make them slightly bigger. I think the size is just on this small size, and maybe this should stick around longer as well. That like 3 seconds feels like a tad too small, and the size feels like a tad too small as well. So a bit more. Refresh our database here. For whatever reason, we're still not storing in our database. Are we storing words per minute? Yes. So that's working. And now we can actually use this to calculate the average of our speaking rate. And it should probably be P50 rather than the average. I don't know. Let's ask ChatGPT. What do you think? So what's the analyzing an individual's rate of speech, words per minute, and I capture it every few seconds they speak. How do I Should I use P50 or average when telling them what their general rate of speech is? Yeah, this is a good point. I feel like the median is the way to go. Um, hmm, hmm. So we might want to use RPC. Estimated is fine. Hmm. How does that work? Super base, JS RPC estimated. Hmm. Why the get? Get true? Mm. Um, Good. So how about we continue with this here? Let's say, great. I'd like to use median. Seems like the way forward. I'm using Superbase.js and have a table called words per minute with a table with a column called pace of the type int 8. How do I make a store proof and give me the approx rate of speech? Thank you. Let's try this. Yay. Okay. Now what? Seems right. Hmm. Is my stored procedure set to just calculate it approximately or not? I'd like to save resources and cost. So an approximation is more than okay. Okay, that would do as well. We'll deal with that later, I suppose. No, we won't. It's a good idea. Mm, maybe 1,000 is on the smaller side, but um, so we'll replace the old procedure and actually let's update this to just say 2,000. Should be fast enough, not too heavy. 2,000 rows, last 7 days, so that's we do this every second or like every 2 seconds you speak, so 2,000 divided by 60. It's like half an hour. That's more than enough. No, that can't be right. So we had 2,000, that's every 2 seconds, so it's 4. And hold on, you can see this. Here we go. So take 2,000 lines. Let's just say it's every second. So this is the wrong way. In minutes, that is half an hour? Sick. Yep. So we'll just go with 1,800. Random half an hour should give us a pretty good sense. Sweet. We would like to pass this off to, so data, get rate of speech. And this needs to go through our processes here and say load rate of speech. Yep. That's it. And then in here, this setup get rate of setup get typo get rate of speech. Oh wait. Okay, so we say IPC main on. Yep, yep, yep. And here. Mhm. Do this, and we can say. Mhm. So, okay. This should do, right? Mhm. This will be called through this by our renderer. So if we go to our core app, Mhm. Yep, and here, window, electron. And this is the right one, right? Did we call it rate of speech? Let's see. Rate of speech. Yep. Have this. And we'll just need to store it. Rate of speech. Set rate of speech. And 120 as default value. And let's see. Large stats. What do you mean it's not here? Oh, hold on. I messed up. Fair. There we go. And large stats. Words per minute. This. Curious if this works. Definitely didn't work. We see we have an error down here. No handler registered for get rate of speech. So this could mean a few things. We can just try and set a timeout here. Or it means we literally don't have a handle for this. Everything is safe. We'll try one more time. But we definitely don't have a handle for this. So, mm, loaded group mishaps. So let's look at that because we definitely have it working elsewhere. Invoke. Mm-hmm. And our IPC. Let's find the other one first then. Oops. What's the issue? Nope, still an issue. Okay. Mm. Aha. Handle. Handle means we return a promise. On just means deal with it and it's done. So that's why. I think. Try and save this. Run it one more time. No. Super base not defined. That's a different thing. That's okay. Okay. So we're taking a different approach by moving or pushing down the logic here. I mean, we could just do what we're doing elsewhere and just get rid of this. Just to keep it sane. Let's say, hey Max, sorry, this is not oh, I'm locked out by our restream chat. So I just saw you on the other screen. How's the deadline looking? Not good, but not terrible either. We're pushed back ever so slightly. If you're still hanging around. We'll get there. As always, and I guess you know this as much as anyone, things just take a while. And that's sort of the nature of business. And until there's not any more buses, This is a bus. Here we go. Alright, so I should be able to see if someone writes anything now. Hopefully. But yeah, deadline not great, but not terrible either. Things are just taking time, man. And I suppose not wanting to deliver something like completely terrible to the early beta users also plays a role. But what can you do? Alright. Where did things fall off for us? Here. Alright, let's just get back and copy this one more time. See what we're up to here. So here, let's just make sure that this works. And here, don't do this. If this is good, we'll return 999. That should keep everyone happy. Set up rate of speech, fine. Test our round trip. So, good news is we didn't break. Bad news is it didn't work. Is that it? Um, Rate of speech is the right one. And everything here fires more than once because this is React in strict mode. And apparently, everything is allowed to run more than once. Or supposed to run twice. The wise will say, oh, it shouldn't have any meaningful impact on your app, so don't worry about it. But I guess what they're not saying is just don't be a noob, man. And you're on your own. Go figure. This also seems okay. We're not inserting filler words right now. We'll figure that out. First, we need to fix this. So we got our data. We definitely got our data. Aha. Set rate of speech. Rate of speech. This will do. 99. Perfect. All right, we go back here. And now we connect it to the database. And here, we wanna, let's just copy whatever we have down here somewhere. And we modify it to our liking. So, this is not what we want. We want this instead. This instead. And if error, loading VPM data from database, else we can start by just returning our data. And all the brackets are good. All the brackets are good. Whoops. This we don't need anymore. And this will do one more time. So, oh yeah, we should fix this. Um, let's bring up this, say create. Let's run it, see what happens. So we have our app. Oh, no shit. That's wild. I like that. Let's look into what happened to inserting filler words, because we can speak as much as we want to, but if it does not capture filler words, what does it even matter? Idea. Hold on. I just had an idea. Issues, active backlog, projects, idea bank. Hold on. Can I add? Create? New issue? Project? Idea bank? Okay. Um, Acronyms associated with function. IPC for developer might mean something else for someone in sales. Good. All right, all right. So here, filler words, inserting into database. That's what we're up to. Load, load, load. Store mishap. This is where things went wrong the last time. We create our notification window and store mishap. So superbase service index superbase. This should be fine, right? So what's the issue again? Mishaps? Hmm. Let's increase the size of mishap notifications ever so slightly. No, let's not play with that right now, actually. And we'll just hold on. We'll restart it just for old time's sake. We'll start capturing, and we should see we could turn off different things. We want to see filler words. Ideally, we want to see notifications popping up here in the top of our screen if something goes wrong. What we also want to add in terms of functionality is just you said just fair enough. What we want to add is a start and stop capture. Right now, I have to turn it on, but when I turn it on, I can never turn it off, which kind of is a bummer. So we definitely want to go ahead and fix that. If we go back here and say, let's make a to-do list and say, what should we say? Don't, fuck. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're grabbing focus, which we don't want. Don't grab focus on notifications. Create another one. What was the other thing I just said? Could make it bigger, but that was not it. Hmm. Oh, start and stop. We have another bug. Fix, stop, speaking, killing words per minute. Add, start, stop functionality to speech. And let's see. Gonna pause here for a sec. Oh, add speedy notifications for users talking too fast. Nana and Phoebe believes in me. That's cute. It's my dogs. I like that. So my notifications, I used to be able to get that read out loud when someone was saying something in chat, but for whatever reason that stopped working. Let's see if I can do something about that. Settings. So notifications. Aha. Karen, please read out loud. Okay. So let's see if we do this and just double check it. It signed me out earlier. Notifications, it's turned on. Fine. So next time someone writes something, we should be home safe. Great. Hold on. Let me just open the window. It's getting toasty in here. All right, let's see. Did we store something in database? Yes or no? Chances are the answer is no. But why is that? Undefined. What is undefined? Mishaps, insert. So the data we get back is undefined, but why can't we store? Is it because we don't do this? That's definitely a miss. From insert da. If error, if not, like we wouldn't get it. Okay, let's see what's up. Try this one more time. I'm gonna start capturing. So my rate of speech feels a bit on the lower side compared to what we would assume. We get the so notifications, which I like. Maybe we should just make them slightly longer. Let's see. That might be in. Is it here? No, it's not. It's in our window creator. So here we say we want to store a mishap. Create notification window. Dum, 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 dum. And we want it to link, or let's say 5,000 step. Our rate of speech is going down ever so slightly. Oh, didn't filler words go up? I think filler words actually increased. Hold on, let's go check the database. I think this actually works. I need to stop saying actually. I get it. It's fair. Aha. We are back on track. We just didn't await our database, which is fair. Mm, for some reason, the app keeps foregrounding itself, which is no fun. Let's make a buck for this. Create buck app randomly foregrounds and grabs focus. Is this just when I say a filler word? I just said just. No, it's not. I get this. Oh, another bug. We'll fix that right away. I can select the text up there. Mm. Select none. One strategy that I've chosen for words per minute is unless words per minute is above 60 or something like that, we won't store it in the database just because there will be times where someone will be speaking slower or just getting started and you don't want to like capture that ramp up time. But if you want to go really fast and just like rambling like full 200 miles per hour, then you definitely want to catch the upper bounds of that. But for someone not speaking at all, just like slowly getting started, you don't really want to capture those like lower end numbers of like, oh, you're like 13 words per minute or 14 words per minute or like 25. Doesn't really make sense to capture someone's like 25 words per minute. That's like saying a word every 2 seconds, which is definitely on the lower side. All right. Can we let's see if we can revisit the this here. So show does show have a do not grab hold on browser window. Can show browser window without grabbing focus. Aha, show inactive. Let's try that. So if I say just, does that not? That could work. Let me background this and go do something else and say, okay, now we're looking at a browser and yes, that works. Do we want it to be semi-transparent though? And the app randomly foregrounds itself for whatever reason. Let's see if it repositions itself as well, or if it just foregrounds. Because if it like, repositions, then it's easier to track down. But if it's just foregrounding and grabbing focus, that's a different issue. Speedy notifications for users talking too fast. We want to add stop and start functionality. We want to fix stop speaking, killing words per minute. Don't grab. Oh, we fixed this just now. Status done. Yay. And this is definitely on the backlog. So right now, of course, it's not happening. We can see we keep inserting records. One thing, uh-oh, happened just now. Nothing in particular is going on. Huh. So what we want to do, when session is running, poll that's the way to go, right? No, it's not. No, 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 this is dumb. When session is running, add to local group mishaps locally, and when session ends, pull the latest numbers. So what we can't do is just do the math manually and then add to locally group mishap. Like we add a manual when the session is going, and then when we're done, we're like, okay, we're wrapped up. Let's just like make sure we get the real number. Hmm. What does Google say? Electron app randomly grabs focus. This is old. I can remember this from when working at Slack, but not really it. It's not like we're doing a ton with main window. Hmm. Ready to show. That's when it calls show, but that's um ready to show. That doesn't make sense. Otherwise, hold on. Why do we have two ready to show? Definitely only need one. But this is like create main window. Just not. Is it when we set the tray? Is that it? Mm, not sure what else it could be. Like, that makes no sense. Try one more time. So we're gonna background this and we'll not run it actively for a while and just see what happens because it's still running microphone stuff and I can see if we're talking or not in the background. It's not visible, but it's still happening. So if it's just sitting there, we are fine. Okay, we definitely need to order it based on count. Mm, group here. Mm, groups. Order group mishaps. Ascending based on count. So this is why I love Copilot. Like, I wouldn't have known, and now I don't need to know either. Like, it doesn't work, or the bug is elsewhere, but oh wait, now it's the wrong way. Yep. Um, reverse the order of sort. Ah, much better. I say just a lot. Not surprised. So, okay, but right, all the bad ones, the baddies. The fun thing is, or what we need to figure out is why is it grabbing focus? Can we just go look in the browser or something and talk about something else for a while as we wait and see if something happens? Also, the order out here seems a bit meh. I think what we want to do is go back into our core app and say the large stats we have. We have these badges. The first one, it's our rate of speech. That's okay. This one here is kind of dumb, so we'll get rid of that. And then keep this for now. And whether we should call it nudges or mishaps or whatever else term we might be able to come up with, we'll figure that out. Mm, let's fix the listening thing right away because that's kind of bugging me. Um, mm, 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 mm. So we're gonna set speaking. Speaking. Yes or no. Mm, do this if speaking is not set to true within 10 seconds or 8 seconds. Yep, that'll do. Uh, oh, I see. Just because it like cuts off immediately right now when we speak and we stop. Is is 8 seconds too long? Like how long time do people pause and think? Also, is there something like exponential average? Is that a thing? Exponential moving average. Yep. Hmm. Let's try this. Clearly, it's not focusing for whatever I'm gonna say swear word reason. Do we need to color code these differently? Should this be red, this purple, and then a different color just to be visually clear that these are different? I feel like they're melding together. This could be a red, this could be a purple. Over here you can have a blue one for whatever else metric we'll come up with. Mm. Oh, I can see the words per minute going down here. So if I stop, let's see if I stop speaking for 8 seconds, like let's wait. Kind of want to see this happen though. And so flush buffer for for memory reasons. And if we do that, just want to bring up the dev tools and we can see what happens. And now we go and we wait. Uh-oh, things broke. Dev tools. Thank you. Load a bunch of things and now we go. And if I stop speaking for 8 seconds, we should see it all pause out. Good. Certainly works. 8 seconds feel like on the longer side. Probably go with 4 for now. I'm not sure what happened, why it foregrounded. It's a mystery to me. It really is. Four definitely feels better, feels more natural. You stop speaking, most people will tend to continue their train of thought within 4 seconds. Makes sense. Moving on. That's another win in the books when it comes to our bucks. So let's go back and find. This is fix stop killing. Stop speaking kills VPN. That's fixed. Status done. Um, we have the app randomly foregrounds and grabs focus. We don't know why that's happening yet. It's only happening when it's running for real. Sometimes. When the session is running, we want to add up our local mishaps. That would make sense. Speed in notifications is also important. The user's talking too fast. Want to fix that? Let's fix that. How about that? So we find wherever we send wherever we store, not store mishaps. I'm curious to see if this is even performant in the long run. Performance-wise, it shouldn't be too bad. That's my hope. My hope is this will not melt down the average laptop. We are running pretty close to hardware thanks to web GPU. We can see it sets up here, but I bet you if we're on a Zoom call, it would be consuming twice the resources. Which reminds me, in here, we need to have Add call detection for automatic start stop. So speedy notifications, and we'll see if we can randomly fix the foregrounding stuff. All right, speedy notifications. Where are you at, my boy? So we can set tray VPMs. We can do that from where? Here, IPC on data store. Is it wrong to just keep track of it here? Store the last 5 VPNs in an array, and if all 5 are larger than 160, console log it. Hmm. This is definitely wrong. Don't do this at home, kids. It might just be the hot reload thing that's foregrounding us. I would assume so for now. Okay. This, 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 and create notification window. All right, here we go. Word type. Header body. Speed talking. Instead of speaking slower, um, that's not really good, right? Let's just go. You have a browser somewhere here. Chat We have our magic for the love of copy. Can you make a kinder and shorter version of this? Slow down a bit. Try slowing down a bit. I like that. So now we need to do some speed talking. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if this works. So we turn it on, and then we better start speaking. So what we want to see here is if all 5 BPMs are higher than 160, we should see us showing a notification saying, hey, oh, well, you're going too fast. We definitely don't want that. So we can actually see right here that it's like having a hard time like tracking us for talking so fast. Uh-oh, we're showing too many on top of each other. No good. Also, we were running a 15-second window on how much time are we interpreting. Maybe we want to expand that just to be slightly longer, let's say 30 seconds to have a more accurate representation of how fast are we actually talking. That might be worth it actually, but the downside of that, we would have to go redo all our calculations of words to minute, etc. But hold on, here, word is not defined. Aha. So it kind of works, but we also just need to make sure that it kind of works. We could see that. The only downside is we need to speak really, 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 really fast to get there. We can certainly do that, but we need to do it for a while. And if we do that for a while, we should trigger a warning saying, hey, you're definitely speaking too fast. You're speaking with more than word is not defined. What do you mean word is not defined? It's in our IPC stuff, so we have to hold on. What happened here? We see 33 versus 31, or 73 versus 71. That should not be happening. Oh, it's because it's filler words, word versus profanity. I see now. Hmm. We need to think about how do we make that clearer. Maybe we should have some sort of visual indicating that these three combined mean this. Also, should the nudges be first? Is that the most important thing that we can actually tell the user is, hey, here's how many times that we tried to help you? Notification, display ID, not try. Okay. We're hitting every single one of them right now. This will work. Something is wrong with this as well. This will definitely work. Famous last words. Create notification window. Okay. Um, I feel like we need to keep track of whether we already have one, right? Like how many people is calling us? This? Okay, 2 places. Mm, does it have? Okay. Or we kept this. Yep. So we're gonna do like this down here as well. Oh, good God. All right. What should allow us to do, and what we just did, was to make sure we are not showing overlapping notifications. What this means is, even if you say multiple consecutive filler words, things will not go haywire. It will just say, you're okay. This is so fine. And cannot read fair. Hmm. Let's try that one more time. We basically just want to check that we're not already showing a notification just to be sure that it doesn't stack on top of each other. Now things are not showing for whatever reason. Hmm. If the window is null, or how hard can it really be to show an extra notification? So it works. Okay, that's another bug that we fixed. Um, we have speedy notifications, so if you're talking too fast, we haven't tested it, but let's assume it's done. Um, actually, let's assume this is due to hot re... Isn't that what it's called? Hot reloading? Just gonna close the window so you can't hear the kids play outside. Let's start capturing so we can just keep talking, see what happens if we talk really fast. I actually would really want to see that speedy notification. That would be interesting. If we can speak fast enough, we'll get to a point where it will say, hey, you're talking too fast. How about slowing down a bit, cowboy? Can we get there? Maybe, maybe not. We're speaking very fast. Why are we not seeing a notification? Aha! Try slowing down a bit. You said. Nice. There is some labeling there that we have to fix. It said you said in the top. Right now we're putting in a body and a description. That's actually cool. I could see this be really helpful for me. if I really go overboard and speak too fast. Huh. I lost my train of thought because I had an idea pop into my head. That's why I was weirdly staring into the air for just a second. What I was thinking about was when a user start a call, like we want to be able to auto capture a call, but when the user jumps on a call, do we trust the software enough that we just like it has to be really reliable for just say, oh yeah, it's a full on auto, or do we want to have somewhere in the middle, a middle ground where we prompt the user and say, hey, do we want to record this? Should just be manual. Like just be manual. Users would never use it, so it has to be automatic in some form or shape, right? Let's fix the use set first. Core app. Feel like it needs to have a different color. Batch, batch. Let's see if this feels weird. Go to bed. Faded. Um, nope. And that's because this. Still, what? Teal. 950. What am I missing? Aha, this one. Nope, not teal. Blue. Better. That's unfortunate. Um, Good enough for now. We'll get to it. The words per minute seem on the lower end compared to what I would actually expect. Wonder if this is because we're spending a lot of time ramping up and down. Hmm. Gonna turn down the limit a bit, just because it's awfully consistent. So unless it's broken, which it's not, because we hard coded it to something different than 180 or 108, and we're gonna turn it up to the 50, like 70th percentile, which is just 20% above or percentile above the median. Why 70? My thinking is you're spending some time ramping up, and just that's like inherently slow. Like we filtered out all the bottom events, but still, the way you speak, you tend to speak the majority of the time, unless you're thinking, etc., has to be like the comfortable speaking page is actually slightly an outlier because people will do what I do now, which is say something and then pause and think. But it's the hey, now am I speaking in a stream or a train of like one longer stream or stream or like train of thought. And that's the moment we want to capture. We don't want to really focus on the ramp up time or pausing, winding down time. So that's why I'm like skewing slightly towards the upper side of the percentile for it to feel more natural. Let's see what the numbers say if we run it. 138. 156. 156 definitely feels like too fast. Probably not completely off, but 75, 150. That's probably closer to reality. 1. Let's keep that for now and see what happens. This probably should be left aligned, but right now that's send more towards the center. minor thing. Also, if we hit more, something needs to happen. We still want to go back and fix the notification stuff, but there are so many things that we have to fix. So we might as well just fix them when we see it. More, okay. Show details. So here, if we say on click, equals, selected, set selected word, nothing, show set selected category, profanity, set details, okay. So that's the badge on click. There's a few more here. On click, there's fillers. And how was that? Here comes. Okay, so hit more and still select things. Can I select things here? No. Okay. If we do that, that means we just need to go in to, where did you go? Here. Our word details overlay. And say, that's gibberish. Select none. Good. More. Still have a button border here. We'll eventually get rid of that. The margin. All right, back to notifications. We went down a tangent for a bit. We just keep capturing as we speak. And where did you go? Notifications, notifications, mishap notifications. Here, word decorator. Let's call this one header. Header. Header equals header. Here, oops. Here we have this. Let me say header. And wonder if this works. I doubt it. Stop capturing. I doubt this would work, but so it did? Null? Fair? Header equals null. Then you set. Otherwise header. Is that better? It's interesting. All our filler words seem to be the same. We say a lot of okay. We say a lot of so. We say a lot of just. Would this work? But we only know if we try it. Cool. This. Mm, create no window notification. This is a mishap down here. Here, body header. Not really header, right? Decorator. Decorator. Body. And header. Hold on. Header. Uh-oh. And if we agreed on the header, it's called header. Header. Where did it go? Renderer. This. Header. Decode, header. Fine. That should do the trick. Let's do a save game for a while, for a bit. Speedy notifications, we fixed that. We fixed no, only one notification at a time. And storing BPM in database, getting rate of speech from database, and showing more in the words category. That's a lot of work. Moving forward, let's put it out there. One thing I've been looking at here is our header here is bigger than these two. Apparently, I don't swear a lot. For app. We have
One thing we do want to add as well in our project or issues. Hold on here. Um, Create store last known window position, or maybe the OS just handles this. Hold on, let's figure that out. Because I know we're doing something. Is it create main window? Here, position main window on load. Okay, just renders on my other screen. And if we then close it and say redo, it renders in the same place on the other screen. Okay, so what we want to do is main window. Moved. How do we do that? So positioning it is fine. We can load that from preferences, but what we want to do is store it somewhere. Well, it doesn't have to be now. Issues. I'm gonna go ahead and close this for now. Status canceled because that's not something that we're doing. It feels like I'm gonna assume it's a non-issue until we actually make a build that can just run and we will see what happens. That seems more right. It might just be a time zone issue here. Okay. What needs to happen is eventually we need to do the start and stop thing. I don't think that's a thing for today. That's like a early in the morning or first thing of the day. This one. It's urgent though. This is super low. This needs to happen. This needs to happen. When session is running at this is low. This is medium. Okay, this is the order of things. Like we would like to be able to start and stop manually. The question is also, should we have something like session tracking? So you start a new capturing session and you can see how did you do this specific session? Is that a thing that we want? Not sure it actually adds value, but it's like it might breaks with people's mental model of just everything else has a session. Like, oh, I was on this call. This is how I did on this call, and it might come in handy later as well. Like if when we add more data to it. Hmm, that's an open question. Let's try and sign out and sign in a few times and see what's going on there. The cool thing is, last week we added sign out. For now, we'll just like close the app, and next time we run it, ta-da, we're back where we started. So we can get this like nice window here when we say continue. I'm gonna take this, grab this, and here, mm, hmm, let's ask a few smart ones for advice here. ChatGPT, new. I'm building an Electron.js application with user authentication flows. When the user signs in, I get this error message. Can you help me figure out why? There's the preference service. Listen for IPC. Let's work our way backwards. Initialize services, new preference service. So it's this, which comes from init, which comes from preference service. And this, mm, oh, it's because of this. And we have this because mm, we have this because we are now signed in. So if we say um, load services as authenticated instead, function. Mm, So this is the culprit, right? So we get the token. And this. If we do this here, we can just say down here, food, our preferences, food. We sign out. Okay. Let's try and log in. Okay. How is that possible? Mm. Aha, that is fair. So we sign out, try again, sign in, grab our link. Woohoo! That works. Now we still have the leaks. Hmm. We'll look into that. So we fixed the stuff on auth, I think. Back and see we have. We can now sign in. Done. But we still get the event emitter memory leak. Mm, is it? Wonder if it's because we're like subscribing to too many things. Like we're creating a new IPC channel for every single bit of functionality that we have. Like we could just create one big shared and look at a arbitrary payload saying, oh, open settings versus like just treat it as a command bus instead. Mm, hmm. Let's see if this doesn't make any difference. No. Also, we didn't save it, so fair. Let's see. Try one more time. And now no warnings. That's unfortunate. Let's try and sign out. Sign back in. clearly doesn't work unless I'm missing something. No. All right, we'll deal with that another time. Mm, it's annoying. So it would just seem so like crazy if I can't just set up as many channels as I need to have like a functional, like specific for the functionality versus just like setting up a generic send a command on some arbitrary data. That would be wild. Oh, wait a minute. 11 preference open listeners added? Fair enough. Hold on. Hold on. So here, so settings is clicked. Why is this different? It's not. So we send it here. So this emits, and here we say preference open on settings. That better? If so, we need to go back and figure out why. But definitely not complaining. So on versus invoke. Okay. Explain me the difference using IPC render on versus IPC render both in the preload using on and not invoke seem to be the culprit. I am just not sure why.
Mm.
Okay, just don't use on. That's what I'm reading into this. We fixed the process leak on stage. Fixed IP listener leak. Wonderful. Let's go back and update. This is done. Start and stop is for tomorrow, first thing. Call detection comes after, super high priority. Store the last known window position. We could just go bang that out right now. Mm, Also, there's another thing that's kind of bug. Store both notification, display ID, and name, and compare both. ID can change with reboot. So rely on name unless there's dupes, then rely on ID. Sweet, we are making progress, ladies and gentlemen. I'll go ahead and open the window again. My laptop is warming up the room. It would be cool if we could just make a build of the app that could be running the entire time while we're streaming. That would be super cool. We might need to make a preference for the notifications to show in the corner instead, but that's like a minor thing to do. Let's do this. And progress. Get rid of this and say our source, our main, and browser window helper. Or not. References. whoever is calling this here. Initialize services. Add event handler or listen to when main is moved and console log its new position. And here we can then say preference service. Last known window position. Okay. Mm, cool. This main window position. Mm, Position. Okay. If we do this, mm, Okay. Get all displays. If position and it's not 0. Okay, let's see what happens. So what's up? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Positioning is hard. 'Cause ideally, like what we could do is just move this back out here and say this, this, and then screw this. Because if we do this, ready to show, we'll get it. And live happily ever after. Let's move it up here. No. Hmm. Um, Create window. Position is not defined. No, that makes sense. Because we don't have it here. We don't need it. We're just gonna load. Yep. Create window on ready to show. We'll position it and we'll show it. Send it. Nah. Position on. No. Technically, you are right. Um, can we just export it and import it? Wrong one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Go back here, here, here. Import it. Okay. This you need to leave. Bye. And try one more time. Move up here. Kill it. Relaunch. Oh, for fuck's sake. Invalid, undefined. So something is going haywire in here, here. Mm. So our x should be larger than this, or okay, console log each of the conditions and never mind. Mm, hmm. Okay. Mm, so tell me why this is not working. Uh-huh. Position is undefined. So that's a different story. Screw that. Let's just keep it as is for now. Mm, oh. Uh, preferred position. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ta-da! Undefined position length. What a hack. Let's hope we don't need to look at it anymore. But it works. Brilliant. And then the last thing we want to do is to make sure that when the window moves, as it will, that's no position. Implement a deep bounce on position and only call set on preference service when position has not changed. Then great. Let's save this because we don't want to keep hammering the disk every time the user moves the window. So what we should see is we can move it. Uh-oh. No. Oh shit. We do this every time move happens. Uh, Perfect. Yep, we got it. And discard changes. Send it. Store last known window position. And status. Done. What a day. All right. I think this wraps up our stream. It's been 3 hours and 15 minutes. It's a pretty good run. But 5, 6 listed to-dos in. We listed a bunch of things that we need to fix. There's a few things we also need to get on here to do. Implement post hoc for analytics. That's one. Setup updater. Consider using to desktop. Only downside with two desktop is it's pretty pricey, but 99 bucks per month to avoid headache might be worth it. Otherwise, we start to look pretty good. There's still a ton of polish to do. There's still a lot of like, but overall, things are looking up, man. So if you tuned in, thank you for doing so. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. It's always more fun when people chime in. It's been a good day. I hope we'll be back tomorrow for more stuff. And then the goal is definitely next week to have some beta customers. But for now, we will keep chipping away to get the product ready. We're getting there. It takes longer than we wanted, but we're getting there. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we will see each other tomorrow, hopefully. Cheers.